This is, hey, if you're not a real estate agent, you can watch if you want. But if you're not a real estate agent, but you know someone who's a real estate agent, tag them in this video. I promise you they're going to, because I'm about to give away some stuff. Not just knowledge, but some great creative ideas for real estate agents. So if you're a real estate agent, you need to be on this call for sure. And if you're not, and you know someone who is, then you need to share it with them. Hey Jay, Alyssa, hey, if you're a real estate agent, you need to pay attention. I'm going to drop some stuff on you that you're going to be like, wow, how come I didn't think of that? So, little context. So let me make sure first that I got so that you can hear me, because I would hate to say all this stuff and you could not hear me. So, what is today? Today is Friday. Man, how the week just flies by. What do you think of that background, by the way? That lighting is, dude, it's pretty bright, right? It blocks out the glare. I need to get some stuff for the glare on the eye, on the glasses. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, if you are not a real estate agent, this is not for you. If you are, or you're considering being a real estate agent, let me put it to you this way. Everything that I'm going to talk about applies to everyone, but I'm really specifically making it for real estate professionals. If you're not one, but you know one, if you don't mind, share this with them. I promise you they'll thank you you did. You either can share it or just tag them in the post. So I'm looking here to make sure that the video is actually coming through. And it's going to be some good stuff here. So there we go. Let me see the sound here. Okay, there we go. We got it in. So good. The sound is good. Awesome. It's Friday, and I'm in the mood to give you some knowledge and some good resources. But before I do that, so yesterday I did a video talking about Kylie Jenner, how she's going to be the wealthiest female. She'll make $1 billion by next year in 4 years. I think she already made $900 million in 3 years, right? And she's self-made. Now, what self-made means is not that she didn't have help, because you can't get to that level without having help. You can't have any level of success without having help, whether it's your spouse, your kids, your employees. There's always someone out there who's helping you drive that needle forward. What I mean by self-made is that she did not inherit this. Now, she did inherit the audience because she was just happened to be in the family that they were filming. But she still leverage that audience, right? I mean, there's 4 other sisters there that they are not billionaires. So you have to ask yourself, well, why aren't they billionaires? Because she leveraged her audience differently. And she did 3 things. 3 things. Number 1, she had an audience. She talked to more people than, I think she has like 110 million people on her Instagram account alone. So she just has a bigger audience. So that's the first element that you need to have. If you are a real estate agent, or if you're just on here and you're not a real estate agent, this is what you need to have. You need to have a bigger audience. You need to have more people know who you are. Think about this. Did you know Chip and Joanne before they had a show? The people who do that. I don't know what it's called, but they wrote a book, Magnolia, and they do rehabs? No. Would you ever seek them out or had them do any work for you? No. The reason you did it because you knew who they were, and they put their name out there, and someone else, in this case, helped them build an audience. You have access to do the same thing, and we're on it. This device right here. All the social media channels give you the ability to build a bigger audience. You just have to use it properly, right? Used to be you could use these things organically and get it, and you can still do that. But if you got a lot of, and that is if you have a lot of time and you're strategic about it and you have a lot of resources. If you don't have all of those, then I'm going to tell you the ways that you use it. I mean, you have to use the tools, right? We all have the same tool bag. I'll put it in real estate terms. If you had a tool bag, the same exact tool bag that the person uses to build a beautiful house, right? And you could take that tool bag. Do you know how to build a house? No. Same tools. You could go learn how to build a house, right? Well, you have the same tools as people who like Karina Garcia, who makes slime and makes over $2 million a year making slime. You have the same resources that PewDiePie that plays video games online and makes $100 million and plus. You have the same resources as all these people. You're just not using the tools properly, right? So we're going to talk about that. I'm so confident what I'm about to tell you that I'm willing to pay you if it doesn't work. If it does not work, I'm going to pay you. I mean, you can't. What do you got to lose? So, but there's three elements that to make any of this work. Any business that has ever done anything has a lot of people who connect with them, and then look for them for advice. That's it. If you look at Oprah's model, a lot of people seen her, a lot of people connected with her, and a lot of people look to her for advice. You look at Dr. Oz, Dr. Phil, all those people. You look at brands like Apple. It's the same exact thing. And it's the same exact thing that you can do in your business. So if you're the type of person, let's say this, you just had a closing. I'm going to speak to a couple different people. You just had a closing, right? Imagine that feeling when you're waiting for that check to either be wired or you're picking it up at the title company and you know it and it's like, oh, and you looked at the sheet and I don't know where it used to be on the 103 line, 103, it's changed since then. But that line and you're just like, yeah, I just can't wait to get that money. I already know what I'm going to do with it, right? You just can't wait and you're so excited. You want to take a picture with the client because you want to thank them for making you thousands of dollars, right? You helping them get a house. And then the next day, you wake up and you have to start all over. And you're like, where am I going to get my next client? Where am I going to get the next one of those checks? If you're good, you already built a pipeline of those things. So if you're doing that, then you're doing the right thing. If you wake up the next day, or maybe you only have one other client, and you're like, wow, I need to get somebody else before these close. Then listen up. That's the way everybody feels. In every business that is a business that's transactional based, meaning you got to go hunt, right? Smart people create, they become like gardeners, right? They plant food and it grows and it grows. Hunters have to go out and they kill and they come back and they eat it and they go kill something else. So I'm talking to the people. If you're just coming on, this is specifically for real estate agents. If you're not a real estate agent, this isn't for you. If you know someone who is one, either tag them or share it with them in this thing. I promise you they'll thank you for it. I'm going to tell them how. I'm going to give them a couple of great ideas that maybe they never thought about to get clients. I'm talking you can get high-end clients like this. And then I'm going to give you all the tools so you have a tool bag so you can't use the excuse that you didn't have the tools. And I'm going to make it so easy for you to do that if you do exactly what I show you, and you don't get at least 2 to 3 clients as a real estate agent, I will pay you. How's that? All right? You can't beat that. You got nothing to lose. Yet there'll still be people who will not do that. There'll still be people out there who will ignore it, who will try to keep doing it your way. Hey, listen, if your way ain't working, then stop doing your way and humble yourself. That is hard. But if your way is not producing what you want, then you need to find somebody, a coach, a consultant, somebody to help you steer that to where you want to be, right? Because if your way ain't working, stop doing it. So I'm going to give you some stuff, right? So if you're just jumping on, three things you need to have to kill it, and no matter what industry you're in, but we're talking about real estate. So I keep kicking the camera. Sorry about that. There we go. You need to have an audience. You need to have an audience that finds you, that you connect with, and they connect with you, and they look for you for advice. You do those things, you are going to be successful in anything you do. And that requires that they like, know, and trust you, right? And you got a device that delivers it, pipes it right into them, right here. And they have this damn thing while they're driving, they're looking at it. I mean, what better way why would I want to be on television? They can't watch television while they're driving, but they apparently are on this device right here when they're driving. Not safe, don't recommend it, but they are killing themselves literally to look at content on here. And if you're not on here all the time, killing it, like every hour having something on here, so one of the platforms, and not just bugging the shit out of them, not putting stuff that people don't need, like giving them things that are of value, sharing a little bit about yourself, but giving them some value at the same time. Like I'm doing right now, in the middle of the day, what is it? And it's not even lunchtime, and I'm on here again. And I'm going to give you something that if you do this, it will, I promise you, will make you more money. It will help you build an audience and connect with people and have people looking for you for advice. So I'm going to jump into the first thing and tell you here that as a real estate agent, this is the I'm going to tell you the problem. I'm going to tell you what I think the cause of the problem is, and then I'm going to offer you a solution. If I can get a thumbs up on that one. If you're watching this afterwards, then you don't have to, you can still give me a thumbs up, and you could comment. Most of the time you're going to be watching this after it's live. But if you put comments in here, I always go back. I always answer the comments. And I always try to give a value. So the first thing is when you're talking about real estate. The problem with real estate that happens is you go to work for KW, right? What does KW do? KW says we have a system and we're going to train you on our system, right? KW has 300 other people who went to that exact same system and they're going to train you to do their system. Now, in most things, that's okay. In real estate, it's not. They're just churning out. They're just producing another iPhone, another iPhone, another iPhone. Like, you keep producing the same fucking thing. So why would people, they don't care. This is the first one they pick up. Like, don't be like everybody else. Whenever you see people doing whatever everybody else is doing, don't do that. How are you going to stand out? It's super noisy out there, right? I'm going to tell you have to trust me on this. You have to find a way to stand out of the crowd. And if you when all of these places are going to train you exactly the same way, not only that, you are working in an office with your competitors. Who else does that? Mortgage, they do. They sit in office with their competitor. I mean, you think about it. You sit next to Sally or David or Juan or Larry or Stephanie, and they all want the same thing as you. That client that needs to sell their house or that client that's looking to buy a house. And if a client walked into that office and they were looking for somebody, all of you want that same person. You're competing with one another and you're sitting in an office and going to lunch with one another, right? How in the hell does that make sense? I have no idea. Now, you do collaborate. I understand that real estate is a collaboration. But don't look like everybody else. Don't do what everybody else. Look at this. I can tell you right now, I can scroll through my news feed, and this is what I'm going to see. I'm going to see somebody doing a tour of a house. I'm going to see somebody posting a picture at the title company. And tell me if I'm lying, because you may have done this. And if you go look right now, and if you run across somebody, that's what you're going to see. Again, if you're just coming on, this is for real estate agents. If you're not a real estate agent, share it with a real estate agent friend of yours or tag them in it. I promise you they'll like it. So this is what you're going to see. Somebody doing an open house, telling you, hey, come down, and we got drinks and we got food, we got all this stuff. You're going to see pictures of people closing at the title company. You're going to see people maybe walking a property. You're going to see people posting pictures of the houses. It's like, okay, all of that stuff is really selling. You're just selling. You're trying to sell it. You're basically saying, hey, check out this iPhone I have. You should buy it. And it's like, hey, check out this iPhone that Randall bought from me. Wow, I'm super happy. I love helping my clients, right? You see how absurd that can be when you do it with anything other than a house? It's like, and here, let me walk you through this badass phone why you should buy it. Like, right. Nothing wrong with those things. I'm saying you look like everyone else. You have to figure out a way to be different than everyone else, number one. Number two, you're telling the consumer, the person that is going to buy something from you, something they could already do without you. And that is, they can see the house. People can get a flyover of the house, a 3D animation of the house. They can go see high-end pictures of the house. They can drive by the house. They can get all of those things and get a really good idea of what that house looks like through all of that. Hey, look, back not too long ago, you used to have to carry around this big old book, and then you would open it up and you go, where do you want to live? What part of town? Okay, how many bedrooms? And then you go, okay, we got 3 houses in that area. Let's go see them. And you know what those people got paid? 3%. Same thing. They used to have to actually physically get people to come to their office, or they would have to go to their office. Those people had no way of knowing what was for sale without a real estate agent. Because they didn't have the internet. I mean, think about that. When there was no internet, where did people go? They went to the real estate agent. How much did the real estate agent get paid? 3% or 6%. 3% for you and 3% for the buyer and seller, right? Same thing, right? And people are doing the same thing as they were back then, right? I mean, I don't need you now. I could go and look at everything. Everything I need to know about that house is going to be inside of HAR, or it's going to be inside of Zillow, or it's going to be I can learn everything about that house. And that's what every agent can give me. What you need to do is give them something that they can't get. And that is, maybe you go interview the school district superintendent and you talk about why that school district is the best school district, what that school district offers, all of those things. Why are taxes so low in this area? Why are they so high? I mean, going and talking to the tax assessor and they talk about tax, like why is that shit so high in this area? Going and meet local restaurants. Look, Anthony Bourdain did you a favor when he was alive. God rest his soul. He came to Houston and he went to the Heights and he interviewed, he did a whole big thing on these, I think they were from like Nigeria or Zimbabwe or something, and they have this vocational garden in the Heights that they sell fresh garden fruits, and people live in that neighborhood. So for someone who wants to create content that's different, Anthony Bourdain did it for you. You should be doing that. He showed you what you should be doing. You should be going and interviewing those people in that garden. You should be going and talking to local restaurants and showing people. If you are getting hired to sell real estate, you need to know everything that's around that real estate. Because we all heard the term location, 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 right? That same $400,000 bungalow that's in the Heights for $400,000 and it's 1,100 square feet, you can go to Porter, Texas and get it for $50,000. So if it was the damn house they wanted, they would just go buy a $40,000 one. They ain't buying the house. They like the house, but it's more about where the house is located. So stop showing them the house. They can already see that. Again, if you're just coming on, this is for real estate agents. If you aren't one, share it with a friend that you know or tag them on it. They'll appreciate that you're doing it. Or if you just want to just say, hey, what's Randall talking about? This stuff applies to every business, but I'm really specifically talking to real estate agents. Talk about what's around it. There's so much interesting content that you can go interested. Like we all love that little back room, like the tacos, like they make the best tacos, like this place that not everybody knows about. Or a place that only people who live in that neighborhood know about, or something unique that's about that neighborhood that most people didn't know. Take them on that. Give them a journey on that, because that is something that they cannot get from just searching the internet. And that makes you different as a real estate agent. And these are simple things that you could do. These are simple things that you could do right now. You could literally say, Randall's right, get on the phone, call, maybe you work the Heights. Call the coffee shop, say, hey, do you mind if I interview you and talk about your coffee shop, what makes it so great? And then you learn stuff, and now you meet them, and hey, guess what? When you're interviewing these people, they buy houses too. They buy commercial properties. Maybe that coffee shop's looking to expand, and they end up liking you, and now they want you to handle your commercial real estate, if you sell commercial real estate. If you don't, then you get the point. Then you refer it. Be interested in the area and know everything about that area. You'd be surprised how many people would want to talk to you about the area, and you become the expert in that area. Because if you're making videos, imagine yourself. Imagine that you are looking to buy a house in, let's say, the Heights, and you see Randall Chestnut every week. Randall is interviewing a restaurant owner. He's interviewing the superintendent. He's interviewing the mayor. He's interviewing antique shops. He's talking to event coordinators for the white linen night, and talking about those types of things, and talking about little nuances of the Heights and things that are going on in the area, and talking to the flood control and talking about areas that don't flood in the Heights. Who would be the person, if you knew that, you would go to if you were looking to move into the Heights? You're damn right you would come to me, because I know everything about the Heights, because I told you. And it's not just the house. It's not just the house. Any agent in the state of Texas could go to say, hey, look, I got access to all of that information. And they could show them all that same shit. But they cannot know what the traffic's like. Does it flood? What's it like at 3 o'clock? Are there annoying people? What's the culture in that neighborhood? What are some events? What's the school district like? What's the taxes? Are the taxes going to go up? Are they planning on changing anything? Are they rerouting roads? Are they doing, like, if you know those, that's what makes you so valuable. Not the house. The house is a commodity that anybody can sell. So stop trying to make the house the center of what you're offering. Make it your knowledge and the value that you give. The house is just a house. It's just a house. And every fucking house that every real estate agent ever tries to sell is the most gorgeous, beautiful, amazing. All those terms, they all use them because you sell it. You're trying to sell it. Don't sell a house because that's what everybody does. If you want to make money in the real estate community, let me give you some stats. 2017, 6.1 million homes were sold. 2 million active licensed agents. Average agent makes $42,000. Did you know that? I'm not even in the real estate business and I know this stuff, right? You should know this because if you're in that business, you should know. Again, if you're coming on, this is for only real estate agents. I'm not picking on real estate. I'm supporting the real estate community because most of my friends are in the real estate business. So that's why I did all this stuff for you. 6.1 million homes sold, 2 million active agents, and the average agent makes $42,000. You know what that tells me? Someone somewhere is making a shitload of money. If they sell that many homes, I think it's like $1 trillion, but the average agent made $42,000. If you split that up somewhere, there's a lot of money that a small group of people is collecting. And the crazy thing is, they're selling the same thing. The same exact thing. Why is someone who sells the exact same thing, got the exact same license as you, the exact same resources as you, making millions? If you're that person and you're not making millions, you got to ask yourself why. Maybe because you're trying to do it like everybody else. The people who make money, they don't do it like everybody else. So don't do it like everybody else and you'll make money. Do it like I'm saying. So, I put together, it's in the link, I think it's up there, it's above here. It's in the link. That's $5. $5. If you do not have $5, I'm worth $5 of information I just gave to you because our consulting fee is $3.47 an hour. And I'm almost burning up 30 minutes here. So you can, $5, right? If you do all of that, I'm going to tell you some of the stuff that's in there. If you do all of that, because I didn't want to come on here and offer you talk about a problem without offering a solution to the problem. So for $5, it's video training. If I guarantee you, if you do everything in there, and you don't get 2 to 3 clients, not only will I give you your $5 back, I'll give you another $5. So what do you got to lose? You can invest $5, and if it doesn't work, you make either way you make money. Now $5 is not a lot, but hey, I'm giving your $5 back plus another $5. So I'm going to tell you what's in that course, and it's up there above. And look, I'm not here to sell courses because $5 ain't going to change or move the needle for me. The only reason I even charge anything because if it was totally free or complimentary, you wouldn't value it at all. And plus, I wouldn't have anything to guarantee. So I needed to have something I could guarantee and an incentive I could give you. That is the only reason. Otherwise, I would just give it to you. But then it would be hard for me to say, hey, I would give it. So here's some things that you got. I'm going to give you proven Facebook ad templates for real estate agents. I'm going to give you 10 different templates. I'm going to give you the perfect ad template to use. Maybe you want to get a little creative. I'm going to give you a list of all the ways that you can target people on Facebook. I'm going to give you an ROI sheet because you need to know that part. That's the part that's important. How much money are you investing on running maybe a Facebook ad and what's your return? You need to know that in any business. I'm going to give you the free essential marketing funnels. There's 3 of them in there. Those are totally free. Built them out. How to build an irresistible offer. You need to know how to do that. What I mean by an irresistible offer is, let's say, for example, you want to get to know people. You're new in a community. This is a good one. You have to be willing to invest just a little bit of money. Let's say you ran one of these funnels and you say, I'm looking to take 3 people to the Astros games with me, right? And you get some really good tickets. Let's say you get those really good tickets, and they're like $100 each, and you're looking for 3 people to go with you that are in the process of buying a house, just so they could get to know you. And there's no better way than enjoy a beer, some hot dogs, watching the Astros, to get to know somebody. And if they don't like you, at least they got food, beer, and free tickets to watch our world champion Houston Rockets, right? You invest $300, you run one of those funnels, and you say, I'm looking for people who are moving, and I want to get to know you, and I'm willing to take you to the Astros game, or to the opera, or to whatever you want. I just said the Astros. It could be anywhere. Texas Open season, whatever it is. And the reason I say baseball, because it's the easiest one to talk to people, because there's a lot of lag space, right? So you $300. Think about the average commission is $4,000. So would you invest 3 to get 4? So I'm just giving you ideas right here, right now. $300, and you run a funnel, and you say, hey, if you're looking to move, or you're in the process of listing your house, you're thinking about it, and you don't know who you're going to go with, I'll take you to the Astros game, and so you can get to know me. No obligation. If afterwards you don't think I'm the right person for you, then no, you got to go to the Astros game for free. The likelihood of that happening is 0. I'm going to tell you, it's 0. Unless you're just a douchebag, or you're just total, but who would do that? I mean, come on. But here's the cool thing. You told there's only 3 people that you can take, but let's say 300 people give you their name, email, and phone number. What do you do now? Exactly. You now have a list of people to call who know you. Remember that one element? People know you, connect with you, and then look for your advice. So now you call those people and you said, hey, look, I picked the winners, and maybe winners, or however you're going to determine it. And he's like, hey, I'm sorry, but I would like to take you for coffee since I can't take you to the game. Would you be up for that? You at least have somebody now to call, and you have the name, and they at least indicated that they are in the process of either selling or wanting to buy a house. You're welcome, because that shit would work. Okay, you could do that one thing right there. Invest $300 and get a list of people. So that's how you build an irresistible offer. It's almost irresistible. If I'm in the process of finding someone to sell my house, and I come across somebody that's selling in my area, and they say that they would take me to the baseball game for free and pay for it, and just so that I could get to know them, and I'd probably be more likely to talk to that person. Right? So that's how you build an irresistible offer. I'm giving you a simplified lead magnet. So a lead magnet is kind of what we just talked about. The building blocks to good copy, because good copy is important. Like good copy meaning writing a great headline that gets people engaged. 3 email follow-ups for that. A Crazy 8 follow-up system that we use. Again, hey, if you're coming on, hey Diane, if you're coming on, you're not a real estate agent, but you know one. Share this with them or tag them in it. They'll love it. Most of you are going to be watching this afterwards. I promise you the value they're getting is unreal, because I said so. And then I give you I'll walk you through how to set up everything on the Facebook. I give you the Facebook training. It's 20 HD videos. I give you the ability. I show you how to set up a calendar so someone can go through a Facebook ad all the way to putting themselves on your calendar before you ever had to talk to them. If you wanted to do some interview style stuff that I had talked about, I give you a list of all the equipment you need. I give you a list of software that you can use to really produce our high quality live. And then I walk you through how to set up your ad campaign. So how to create a list of people, and how to get traffic to the list. I give you all of those tools for $5. And if you do it, I guarantee that it works. And if it doesn't work, I'll give you your money back, and I'll give you $5. I sound like somebody, like some infomercial guy, but really, honestly, I'm not. I mean, I do this stuff day in, day out, and see what works. I have the ability to, because I talk with agencies all over the country, and we talk amongst each other like, hey, what's working for you, and what's working, and this shit works. But you have to execute on it, right? So again, it's up above here. You just click that link. It'll have a list of all that stuff in there, and all you have to do is execute. And I guarantee you'll get 2 to 3 clients in the next 30 days if you do that. or I'll give you your $5 back and another $5. So what in the heck do you have to lose? So I'll close out with, we live in such an amazing time that the resources that we have available to us are just, it's unreal. Like if you could go back in time and you could tell everybody back in time, hey, you know what we're in the future, what we have available to us, they would freak the F out. And they would wonder, why in the hell are you not doing X, Y, Z? And it's the same way that an immigrant, when they look at America and they go, what are those people complaining about? I mean, they need to live where I live. What are those people complaining about? And why aren't those people using those resources they have available to them? And you know why? We do that because we get lazy, we get complacent, we hang around with people who are lazy too, and we think like it's okay to be lazy and it's okay to be this. And it's like, and we're afraid to be different. We want to fit in with the crowd. Look, if you want to do anything with massive appeal, massive movement, you are going to have people who are not going to like you. That comes with the territory. There are people who do not like any of the Kardashians. And they go, that's fine, because they have a lot of people who do. Kylie Jenner has 110 million followers on her Instagram. I'm sure a bunch of them like her. But she don't give a shit. She's going to the bank, and she's doing what she wants to do, and you should too. So I'm going to close out with these 3 elements. Remember, if you want to do anything in business or your personal brand, you have to have these 3 elements or you will not have success. Number 1, you need to have an audience. Number 2, you need to have an audience that connects with you, that finds you authentic. Number 3, that audience must look to you for advice. If you get those 3 things, whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is you want to do, you will be highly successful at it. I hope this stuff made sense for you. I hope it was valuable. And hey, if you're not a real estate agent, you just hung around, hey, I appreciate that. And again, if you know other real estate agents, tag them or share this video with them. Thanks.